First of all, welcome everybody to whoever's watching this on Between the White Lines. This is the natural home of innovators around the world that are inventing great things in order to grow our great game, whether it's recruitment of people at the bottom end, retaining them in the game, or those that have been lost, getting them to return. So I am delighted today, very early in the morning in the other part of the world, to welcome Joshua Jacobs. So Joshua, without further ado, what's your reason for existence? What problem do you solve?
Well, I think we solve a lot of problems in this day and age, but TGA Premier Sports, we launched in 2012 in partnership with the USTA, United States Tennis Association, and we solved the problem of a scalable and replicable community model at the introductory and recreational level of tennis, where we bring programs into places that are not generally considered the normal teaching spots, such as tennis courts, tennis facilities. So we bring them into schools and community centers, and more importantly, from the consumer aspect, the child aspect, we're building confidence, social skills, we're improving academics, all through the lifelong sport.
And how old are these people? And remind me again, what specific types of skills you train them?
So the kids are primarily 6 to 9, but we do start them as young as 3, and they do go up to around 13 in more of a camp setting. But we're building all of the skills that are associated with the sport, developmental skills, skills of improvement. It's over 70% of our students have never played tennis before. So we are the ground floor of what they are being introduced to in the lifelong sport.
So that is awesome. And selfishly for tennis, that's great. I presume for the kids themselves, you're teaching them about confidence and other things too?
We are. It's all built into our curriculum. We have a station-based curriculum that promotes and introduces skill development through a multiple level program. We tie these into the sport of tennis. And we have a student handbook that is over 60 pages long that involves everything from the history of tennis to talking about the majors to learning about the different levels in the TGA program and how to self-regulate in a station-based learning environment. So it really runs the gamut.
Cool. At 65, I'm going to go, oh, I would like to sign up for that too.
And we have a lot of parents who say they wish that this was around when they were learning, or if they could learn younger through this program, they feel as though their skills would probably be better than they are now. It's a different ball game when you bring tennis to the masses and break down barriers of entry into the sport by bringing tennis to schools, community centers, and really bring it where the families are, rather than have the families come to you and your facility. That's the differentiating factor of our program and what we've figured out how to scale and make replicable across the United States as of now.
So your missionaries go where no man has gone before in America.
Well, I don't know if I'd put it like that, but people that have gone there, it's just there's a difference in having the entire business model set up so that you can achieve not only customer acquisition in the sport, but to also retain them. That to me is key for the sport and its longevity. And we have the ability not only through a business model, but also through the curriculum to be able to accomplish those things.
Okay, 2 things then to talk about. One is there a balance? Do you get involved with competition in any shape or form? Is it sort of merely participation, but participation is great? And then secondly, what's the pathway onwards after you?
It's a great question. So we view ourselves as the most difficult aspect of the tennis world, the tennis industry, the tennis business, and that's customer acquisition. It's typically the most costly endeavor, and for us, we concentrate solely on introductory and recreational programs, after school programs, camps, clinics, family events. We do not concentrate on any competitive activities. We get them to a certain point, we build the passion, we make it fun, we get them engaged, invest in the sport, and then we pass them along. For that player pathway here in the United States, that includes passing them along to USTA tournaments, junior tournaments, and that's what we want. That's where our bread and butter is. We don't want to be a jack of all trades and a master of none. We really want to own that bottom part of the pyramid, and we feel as though, over a decade into this model, 15 years into this model, we feel as though we've perfected that portion, and we really want to leave the competitive aspects to the experts.
Awesome. 10 to 15 years, Joshua. Wow.
Yeah, we've gone through a little over 300,000 kids.
Wow. And how long did it take you to prepare? I'm really interested, like, why would you do this in the first place as opposed to anything else? And how long did it take you to even start the 15-year journey?
Another good question. So the business actually started out as a golf company, and we had great success in the golf industry. What began in 2003, and we quickly realized that the model that we were creating and the business infrastructure that we had could be transferred to the other lifelong sport, which is tennis. And for me, those are my passions. I played golf and tennis growing up. I played golf in college. I played club tennis at Emory, which is a Division III powerhouse here in the United States. But okay. It took a while to perfect the model, the business model that would allow it to be scalable and replicable. But from there, we realized that the curriculums in the sports were almost synonymous.
Yeah. Tell me again how many schools or clubs or community centers you're in, and how many people go through you, like, annually?
We have a little over 3,200 locations now, and wow. We go through almost it's about 100,000 plus kids and families a year.
Wow, it's making my head spin. Are you solely focused on America or outside?
We've had a lot of inquiries from outside of America. There really needs to be a wonderful fit in terms of the mission of the individual or the company outside of America, as well as the opportunity. And for us, we have not found a lot of matches, and we want to be very picky with who we partner with outside of America. Right now, it is solely in America, but we see lots of opportunities to expand outside of it.
Would it be affordable for countries that, let's say, aren't, first world leaders of the free world like America?
Absolutely. I mean, we strive to partner with anybody who is interested in growing the sport using our model. We recognize that we have a powerful opportunity to really grow the base of tennis, and we want to put that in the hands of people who can scale it responsibly and who can see the vision of what we do. I don't want to say that they need to do it exactly like what we do. We sometimes call our franchise opportunity, I like to justify it by saying, we'll build the house, but you get to decorate the walls.
Nice.
And so we see that as being a great opportunity for countries outside of the United States to use what we've created.
Nice. So if I'm getting this right, they just need to bring the right values, desire, commitment, and you provide the rest.
Yeah, we can put our model and our curriculum into any situation, and that's really the beauty of what we've created. It's all plug and play, and everything has the opportunity to be morphed, and be customized to what that specific situation is. So we feel as though we're well positioned to be able to have great impact around the world if it gets to that point.
You sure do. So tell me, I know America's a large country, but tell me again how many venues you're in one country and how many people go through them. And then we can make an assumption as to the impact you could have the world if other countries and states and cities get involved in your program.
We're in 3,200 locations across America. We go through over 100,000 kids a year. And that's, you know, so what, if you're doing the math, it looks like there's only about 3 kids per location, but not every location runs multiple times or every year. So those are the total number of locations that we've been in. On average, we do about 13 to 15 students per location. So it's all based on the model in the other country, but I see us having the opportunity to impact millions of students a year if this were to be scalable and replicable outside the United States, just as we've made it scalable and replicable inside the United States.
Yeah. Joshua, I do think it's extraordinary. I come across a lot of innovators, but the ability to grow the base of the game, as you say, the hardest bit of tool is the initial customer acquisition. That's where the Coca-Colas are. That's where the banks are. Let's get them early and keep them for life.
Yeah,
so
we found
you could come along to countries worldwide or clubs and go, there you go. There's the model for customer acquisition. Now it's over to you. I would think that is a powerful formula.
Absolutely, and I apologize for interrupting you.
No.
What we found is with countries, especially here in the United States, they had the upper part of the pyramid already baked out, right? So they already have the competitive aspect. What matters now is increasing the base of that pyramid so you funnel more kids and families and adults into the sport, into the lifelong sport. That's the key. And we feel like, again, we can plug and play into any circumstance that presents itself.
Okay, my last question then. Is there a role for national federations to partner with you, or is this a private sector working with private sector for innovation, make happen, grow the game?
It could really be both. I've heard of governing bodies of countries who want to be hands-on and run programs, and I've heard of others that don't. It's really a matter of understanding the situation in that particular country, and then deciding whether it should go into the public or private sector. It's all a conversation. It's all an opportunity for everybody, and that's kind of what we're here for and why we've created the model that we have.
Cool. So Joshua, then for the last time or the second time, name of your company, and if anybody's interested, how do they get hold of you?
The name of the company is TGA Premier Sports. The product in this case is TGA Premier Tennis. And how do you get a hold of us? You can always email me at joshua@playtga.com. And then our website is playtga.com. All of the information for the program is there, as well as contact information. So I do appreciate you throwing that in there. It's always good to hear the story, but it's also important for people if they want to interact with the brand and the business as well.
Yeah, well, we're all about action. We have our Between the White Lines summits. We have great speakers, but at the end of the day, we are private sector. We are about action. No action, no eat. So, Joshua, thanks for being on the call. Really appreciate your time. And I'd hope you will consider being a speaker at one of the BTWLs happening around the world. They need you.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate your time and everything you're doing for the sport.
Cheers. Bye.